For me, when I fantasize about a Hollywood style live action movie of an anime, it's because I want to see the real life Elle and Light handcuffed together. That's what I want to see. That's what everybody wants to see. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. Today's the day, Elaine. Death Note. Basically one of the most fantastic animes that I can personally think of, as well as an amazing manga, of course, with such a great popularity that it has been turned into all sorts of things, like a Japanese live action TV series, a musical, all sorts of stuff, as well as the subject of this video, a Netflix original film. I wanted to make this video right when it came out, but watching this film was so painful to me that it took me like 3 days to finish it, because I couldn't watch it for more than like 20 minutes at a time without having like an emotional breakdown, because it was just Of course, there are the basic facts that it is totally whitewashed and that it takes place in the United States. Why? Why did you do that? And let me tell you, I am not foreign to having this like sort of dream that one day I'll be able to have the equivalent of a Japanese live action TV show of an anime, but in English. But I always imagined that they would pick an anime that takes place somewhere where people speak English, because there are a lot of those. But the first one that comes to mind would be Black Butler. Can you imagine how amazing that would be? It would be fantastic. Why didn't they do that? Anyways, that was my first thought on this, and then while I kept watching Death Note Netflix original film, I realized that this should never happen again, because somehow, even though they obviously had a good budget, the CGI is pretty decent. Ryuk is cool. He looks really cool. I'll give them that. I liked that. They did a really nice job. But they, first of all, disregarded the entire plot. And I understand that this is just one film of like a very extensive story, so they had to cut a lot of things out, but that's not what they did. They just changed everything. They changed the rules, they changed the way the notebook was set up, totally entirely, to the point where they didn't even call her Misa. Changed Misa's character into this girl called Mia. That's another thing, is that Light, okay, no. Backtrack. They basically, I mean, whoever was writing the script for this movie, I think they just didn't watch the anime. There's no way. They didn't read the manga, they didn't watch the anime, because they totally disregarded the personalities of the three main characters, Elle, Light, and Misa. There's no character development. They have zero personality. I guess to people here, being a genius means you have no personality, but that's wrong. It's wrong. Elle and Light have very distinct personalities. Light, in fact, is like a cool kid. That's his whole persona. He's crazy smart, which is not at all what is going on in this movie. Light is a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. Why? Elle is a genius who was honed from childhood to become this genius, and they make him feel so much emotion, which shouldn't. No, I know the people are obsessed with like geniuses feeling emotions, but like if they just have that they don't have that mental capacity to feel those emotions or to express those emotions. I guess I should probably say not feel, but express. Then they just can't do it. You can't just magically be like, oh look, I'm crying. That's not how it works. And then of course there's Misa Misa, who is one of my favorite characters. I understand that they didn't have the time to add in the whole part about the other Death Note, but because they couldn't do that, then Misa Misa's entire character just went out the window. She was gone. Like does not exist. There's this girl Mia who you can't even compare. Not at all. For starters, she's not obsessed with Light, which is weird because that is like the basis of her character. But of course, this girl Mia, she loves him and he loves her, which is also so weird because this is Light we're talking about. Obviously, you just don't understand what Light's personality is if you think it's okay to make him just fall in love with this girl within the first, like, I don't know, like the first 10 minutes. First 20 minutes, they're like already a dating couple. And they're like, me. Are you kidding me? I wrote down a bunch of discrepancies at the first half of the movie in my notes, but I realized that they weren't going to follow the plot at all, so I might as well stop. It's awful. It was so bad. Oh my god. Another thing. Can we all reminisce for a second and think about the majesty that is the Death Note anime's 2 openings? They're fantastic. They're so good. They're like so metal. It's amazing. This entire movie was full of soupy bullshit music. Why? That was another thing. Trying to make this movie more dramatic, they totally disregarded the fact, like, one of the main parts of The Notebook is that if you can just write someone's name down and they die of a heart attack. No, that doesn't exist in this movie. Why? There's like a million other rules in The Notebook that don't exist in the anime, but they can't put the first. Literally, it's the first rule. The light reads after the person whose name is written in this notebook shall die. I'm at my wit's end. It's just awful. There's no other way I could talk about it. And like, itself as a movie was not quite as bad, but it was still pretty bad because the characters still had no development and no personality. And everything went so fast. It was just, no. It was bad. They should have taken their money and spent it on something else because that was a waste of time. People who love anime love anime. End of story. That's it. End of story. And we're all just gonna be like, what the fuck is this shit? I gotta go deal with some goats now, so